Hola mis Sirenitas, welcome to my channel. It's your girl Chiquita Sirenita, and today we're doing a tutorial review and swatches of Too Faced Sugar Plum Fun. It's like a little collection in this box. So it came basically with the palette, with the lip injection lip gloss, and it came with the, what is it called? Shadow Insurance 24-hour anti-crease shadow primer. Now, I didn't use the primer today, and that's only because I totally forgot that it had it in the box. So I ended up going in with my regular ABH one that I use. That's the one that I always use. I do have the one from P. Louise, but I tend to prefer the one from Anastasia because the P. Louise ones always crease on me for some reason. Always. I don't know why. And the Anastasia always works out really, really good. I don't have any problems with that one. So, I don't know. I didn't get to use her today, but she's right here. So, it's a little tiny thing. It's like this big. And it just says, you know, Shadow Insurance, 24-hour anti-crease shadow primer. I'll probably use it eventually, but I have been known to not like Too Faced products that are like this. Because I remember one time I got a little sample of their primer for the face, and I'm not even kidding when I tell you guys that I applied that primer, and I can't even remember for the life of me which one it was. I think it was like a water-based one or silicone. I can't even remember. I just know that I put her on, and then I put on my foundation, my regular foundation that I use every single time, which is my Maybelline one, and that thing started rubbing off. Like, we're talking about going like this and just all this, just like pieces of rubber, it seemed like it was peeling off. Like, it was just rubbing off into like little dirt pieces, and it was disgusting. I said, no way. It cannot have anything to do with my foundation, none of that stuff. I tried it again, like, well, I didn't use that primer again. And then I used my regular primer with my foundation, and it did not do that. So I knew that it had to do with that specific primer. And after that, I was like, you know what? I'm not using anything that has to do for like Too Faced face products besides the palettes. I had an awful experience with their foundation, their liquid foundation too. I know people always swear by it, and I swear I used it. I went and bought the concealer, and I bought the foundation. I'm a color honey in it, and then I did not like it. It was so heavy, so cakey. I ended up getting all this just pores because I'm so oily, and then oily just started coming out really quickly. Normally I can go at least a couple hours before you start seeing me, you know, because I pat on my setting powder to get the oil under control before it just, like, you know, eventually it does catch up. You know, it doesn't last all damn day, but still, that was crazy. After like maybe 30 minutes, you could see my pores all enlarged right here, and I was like, ooh, why do people say this stuff is good? It's not. Needless to say, I returned that thing. I did not like it at all. But yeah, you guys. So it comes with those 3 products. It also comes with this little tiny lip injection lipstick. It's a lip gloss actually. And this one is called Sugar Plum Fun. Let me tell you guys, it's super cute. I'm not joking. It is super cute, but I did not like it. Now, I had mentioned this. I had asked on my Instagram. Like, I took a picture of the whole collection like this. I copied it from the online. I said, has anybody tried this lip gloss? Do you guys know? Do you guys like it? I think one person said they liked it, and the other 2 were like, no way, it burns your lips. And I decided to take an actual, just, you know, leap of faith into it. Maybe I will like it. Maybe it won't be that bad. The design is so freaking cute. It has all these little sugar plum fairies. Now, when you open her, she smells like sugar, something sugary, something sweet. Very, very pretty, pleasant smell. Now, you apply her to your lips, and maybe within a couple of seconds, I want to say, you start to feel this very strong, tingly, minty, like menthol feeling to your lips. And then maybe a couple of seconds later, you start to feel a burning sensation. And then it feels like all of a sudden, all at once, you're getting stung by a whole bunch of needles all at once on your actual lips. And then this entire part right here that surrounds, you know, the little line, the natural line you have around your lips, starts to get swollen. Like you feel it swelling up. And the thing is, this part, this top part to my lip, I could feel it going like this. So my lips start going like this. I did not like that. I did not like that at all. It was, I looked at my lips, it's like, no, yeah, that's a no for me. Like I've said already, I mentioned this before in another video when I was doing the Hip Dot lip gloss swatches. I am not a fan of plumping ones, but if you are looking for something that works and it plumps your lips, this one's for you. This one actually does the job. I'm just saying, I like my lips the way they are. I don't like plumping. I don't like anything burning or plumping my lips. It's not for me. I can do with lip, you know, lip glitter, because this, on top of the fact that it burns. It felt like my lips were burning off. I mean, it doesn't last forever. Clearly, I gave it at least 20 minutes, 30 minutes tops, and it goes away. And then what you're left with is just this very cooling, tingly sensation. And when you rub your lips together, you can feel that puffiness. It sort of feels like it numbs them. I felt that it started going numb after a while too. So you do feel your lips going numb. And then now I just feel like a tingling sensation. I'm wearing it right now, you guys, so that is what it feels. I mean, that's what it looks like. It's a very pretty pink, very glittery, iridescent colors within the entire thing. Like, it's got all these purple pinks and just different types of colors that you can see in it. I can see blue, I can see pink, I can see green, just all kinds of different colors. Now, she sort of clumps up right here at the edge. She clumps up all that glitter that just like, it looks nasty in a way because you see the little clumpiness of the little glitter just like gathering in that certain area. And then you can feel the glitters. And one of the biggest things that I do not like about glitters that have, well, I don't like lip glosses that have glitter, is when you can feel the glitter. And this one, you can feel it. After a while, it dries down some, so it's sticky. It's not uncomfortable sticky, but it's sticky. In the beginning, it wasn't sticky at all, and I could just feel the glitters, and that was fine. But now that I've had it on for at least an hour, and it's sticky. It's like, yeah, I don't like it. So it's up to you. It's perfectly up to you guys. I'll give you guys a little hand swatch here. I mean, it's up to you guys if you guys want to buy it. I don't recommend it, but like I said, if you're looking for something to plump up your lips, then she is the one to get, okay? It's a pretty color. It's not ugly. I'm just saying, oh God, I did not like it. I did not like the feeling of my biscuits burning off right there. So this is the palette, you guys. She came with no box. She came exactly like the palette, like an unwrapped palette. This is the design on the front. She has all these like just random little fairies, right? Of different skin tones, which I love. I don't know why. Why is one pink? They have a pink colored fairy right there in the corner. She looks like this bright peach skin tone. I don't know who she's supposed to represent. They have a dark chocolate one. They have a vanilla one. They have like a semi-tan one. They even have a brown one like me right here, look. But then they have, ooh, they even have a super red fair skin tone one. And then they have red, that's red hair with fair skin. Black hair with fair skin. Blonde hair with fair skin. And then they have a chocolate lady. And I just don't get those. They have randomly two rosy toned skin tones. I don't know who's that's supposed to represent, but whatever. We'll let it slide. Too Faced. You tried, okay? And then it says Sugar Plum Fairy. The only thing I don't like about this whole thing is that the glitters are pretty much like patted glue on, and it does fall off. So you have all these little glitters falling off. In the back, it just says limited edition, eyeshadow palette, 8 eyeshadows. When you open her up, she has a mirror. The mirror is big enough so where you can see your entire eye area right here. Really pretty. I like it because you can actually like go in really close to your eyes, especially me because I have astigmatism, so I can't really see that far. And then it has Sugar Plum Fairy right here. You have another little chocolate skin tone fairy. Look how beautiful she is. And then you have the Too Faced up here. Now, these are the tones, you guys. The tones, I love the color story personally. It reminded me a lot of my, well, the one I did have, the Papaya Pop palette that I had. I did since sell it, and I only sold it not because it was not a good palette. It's a very beautiful palette. It's just the fact that I felt like I wasn't going to get enough use of it, and I might as well just get rid of it and give somebody else a chance to use it. You know, that's why A lot of times, if you guys see me doing a tutorial or review, whatever, and then within maybe like a couple of days, you see it on my Mercari account, it's not because I didn't like it. It's just, a lot of times when I tell you guys in the video I liked it, it's because I did like it. And if it's on my Mercari account and I'm selling it, it's because I have so many palettes. Like, no joke right now. So many palettes. And I just have to be realistic with myself. Am I going to get enough use out of it? Am I going to use it ever again besides the one time I used it on the video? A lot of things are like used once. I think that's why I got so bothered with one of their family members gave a palette to my daughter for her birthday. And I was like, why did they do that, you know? And my husband goes, why are you getting all upset? Because I'm drowning in palettes. I don't need people to give my kids makeup. I can give them my palettes. Like, I could sanitize them and give them palettes. Don't give my kids makeup. She's not even into makeup. She's 16 yet. She doesn't even care about it. I've been into makeup since I was like freaking 14. But that girl doesn't care about it right now. So we shouldn't, one, we shouldn't force her. Two, when she's ready, I got her. I got her, okay? I don't need people to give it to her. So I'm going to start swatches, you guys. I'm going to start with this one right here all the way across. And two of these shimmers I wasn't impressed with. So we're going to start with Dancing in Their Heads right here. This is the one that I use as my inner corner highlight. She's a very, very pretty shimmer. She's got this hint of pink to her. Very, very pretty shimmer. Like, oh God. That's the only shimmer I loved in this palette. There's two more that I don't like because they're toppers. They're not actual shimmers. So the next one is it's a shimmer and it's called Babes in Toyland. And this one is just like this brown champagne shimmer. So they're kind of dry. They're not really buttery soft. As I'm like applying them, they're kind of dry going on. Now this one has a little bit more pigmentation than the next shimmer. Not in the next, it's in the next row. It's not going to come. I'll tell you guys when it comes. But between these two, this one was like my favorite. This is like my second favorite between the shimmers. There's another shimmer in here that's like completely let me down, right? But next we have Tasty Treat. And Tasty Treat is just this very light nude matte. I'm thinking I'm going to have to need another swatch. So that's one swatch right there. She's just this very peachy nude, right? That's two. Then we have Nice Technique, and that's the one that I used right here. It's a very, ooh, I love this color. It's like this reddish rosewood brown, it's called. Very pretty color. Let me give you guys another swatch. She does show up somewhat patchy, but I had no problems with her. So it might be, you know, sometimes swatches come out kind of patchy and then they apply very perfectly on the eye. So it really just depends. I applied it right here and I had no problem. So I don't know what to tell you guys. In the next row, we have Tutu, and Tutu is this pink. It's like a very light ballerina pink. So that's one swatch. She doesn't look like she needs another swatch, but I'm going to give it to you guys. So that's two swatches right there. Then you have Tulle, and Tulle is this peach tone matte that I used for my transition shade. She is so pretty. That is just one swatch. Look how, it reminds me almost like this intense apricot color, right? It's very pretty. Now the next one is called Sugar Plum right here, and she is that one that I was telling you guys about, the shimmer that let me down. I applied her so many times in my tutorial, and you guys are going to see me actually like zoom in and give it to you guys, show you guys like, look how she barely shows up, right? And I tell you guys like, no, I don't like it. And she's just, look at her. She's just a sheer wash of, I mean, in the pan, she's super cute. She looks like this iridescent duochrome shift between a pink and a purple. But then once you swatch her, so this is one swatch right here. Do you see that light iridescent wash of color? This is two right here. I applied her at least 5 or 6 times on my actual eye, and still she is like this very, oh God, iridescent wash of color. Like a Super Shock shadow, but not as pigmented. Because even Super Shock shadows, they're pretty sheer. But once you apply them more than once, they show up to the party. And she is super, super light. Like, she barely shows up anything. As a transition shade, I can see her being used for that. I can see her being used as an inner corner highlight. She would work out. As an overall lid shade, no way. She did not work for me. I applied her, And then I applied this one on top of her because I didn't like this, how she showed up in the first place. It looked like I had nothing on my eye in the first place, like barely anything. And you know, if you've been watching me for a while, like I need her to show up. So the last color, you guys, is called Meet Me at the Bar. And bar is B-A-R-R-E. Barre. I don't know what the heck he meant by that, but whatever. It's a dark, it's a dark espresso brown, and I will tell you guys that it is applying somewhat patchy, and I did have problems with it blending out on my eye. I found that it stayed in that corner, and the more I blended her out, the harder time I had to actually blend it out. In the end, I kind of worked as much as I could with it, you know, make it work. That's pretty much my motto when I'm doing these looks. I'm like, you know what? Make it work. Just like on, you know, Project Runway. Just make it work. In the end, just do what you need to do to execute this. So I just left it alone. I did as much as I could and I left it alone. You know what? I'm just going to mention to you guys, it is somewhat patchy and it is kind of hard to blend it out. It doesn't play friendly with the other ones, okay, with the other kids. It's an only child. So that is all the colors in this palette, you guys. It's a pretty small, cute, petite palette, you know. Was I impressed with her? Heck no, I wasn't. I was like, okay, you're just okay. If you have the Papaya Pop one, I don't think you really need this one, apart from like cute packaging and stuff like that. I feel like the Papaya Pop is very similar to like at least this color and then that color in there. I don't know, the similar vibe going on with my eye that kind of reminds me of that one. Like I said, I got rid of that one. I sold it on Mercari. And not because I didn't like it. It's just, I don't think I would have gotten enough. She would have literally be sitting in my collection, the poor thing. And it's like, I gotta give you someone who's going to give you more love. So that's pretty much it for the swatches, you guys. Other than that, if you guys want to see how I created this look today, just stay tuned. Okay, you guys, so for my first color, I'm going to go in with this color right here. That's called Tulle. And it is like this peachy tone. It's like a peach tone matte. That's all it is. I kind of want to say it has like a hint of pink in there, but kind of not. So that is what you guys can see me use as my transition shade. So for the next color that I used, you guys, I did a combination of two things, right? I went in with Sugar Plum right here, which is this very pretty purple pink shift shimmer. I don't want to call it a duochrome. I just want to call it like an iridescent purple with this obviously pink shimmers throughout. I used her and patted her all over my eyelid. The thing is, she is so sheer to the point where she shouldn't even be called a shimmer. She should just be called a topper. And even though the more I packed her in, the less you saw of her. So what I did, and to like make it short, all I did was pat her in first. And then I went in with Babes in Toyland, which is this one right here. So that's another very sheer, it looks like a dark champagne brown. When in reality, she, like this, look at, you can barely even tell that she's even there. She's like a wash of shimmer. Pretty much this, there's only 3 shimmers in here. That one and that one are toppers. Straight up. I'm just being honest. And the one that I used as my inner corner highlight is like a true, actual shimmer. And the reason why I didn't use that one is all over my lid, because I was like, well, if I use that one, then I'm stuck with no inner corner highlights. So that is what you guys are going to see me do. I'm just going to pat in Sugar Plum, and then I'm going to pat Babes in Toyland on top of that Sugar Plum. That is what I'm going to do. So for my next color, you guys, I'm going to use Meet Me at the Bar. And it's a very dark, like this is seriously a maroon dark brown. I go very, very light in her because she is super pigmented, but to the point where she's kind of hard to blend out. So I did have some type of problem when I was blending her out right here. I don't want to say patchy, it's more like she turns into this, just this muddy tone color if you're not blending her out properly. And it takes time, obviously. It's not a bad color. It's very pigmented. It's just, I didn't like that. And I was like, oh, God. But that is the one you guys are going to see me use. I basically patted her right here in this corner, down here, and like the tiniest bit across. I had a little problem with the cross part because she kept trying to like fly away from me over there. But other than that, it's a very pretty color. So that is what you guys are going to see me use. So for my next color, you guys, I went in with Nice Technique. It is a very, I want to call it like a rosewood brown, a matte. It's very pretty. I just basically took my brush and I applied her all on the bottom lid right here, basically blending into that dark brown that you see there. And that is what you guys are going to see me do. For my inner corner highlight, you guys, I went in with Dancing in Their Heads. This one right here. It's very pretty. It's like this pinky champagne shimmer. It's very pretty. It's like the only shimmer that actually should be called a shimmer. The other two are just toppers. So I basically took her and just applied her right there on my finger in the corner, okay? So that's pretty much it, you guys. Let me just go put on some mascara on this eye and I'll be right back to give you guys a close-up. So this is the finished eye look today, you guys. Hopefully it doesn't look too bad. Yeah. I didn't really like hate this palette, but it's not something that really wowed me either. So I'll let you guys know more about that right now. So let me back you guys out and give you guys my final thoughts on this palette. Okay, you guys, so I'm back. Definitely the palette is pretty. It's super cute. The packaging is, oh God, like plus 10. I love Too Faced packaging always. They make the cutest little packaging ever. In the back it says limited edition eyeshadow palette, 8 eyeshadows. And it's just the fact that in the mirror inside is super cute. They have a little Plum Fairy Ballerina right here, Sugar Plum Fun, Too Faced on here on top. I love that. I love the whole design of it. It's just, the shimmers in here left me wanting. Now, 2 are toppers. Like I explained in my tutorial, 2 are toppers, straight up. Dancing in Their Heads, the one that I use for my inner corner highlight, is the only true to shimmer formula. And then the other, the mattes, I didn't have any problems with the mattes. The mattes were really good. The only one that really gave me a problem was the darkest one right here, because it's kind of hard to blend out. She is kind of, I don't want to say patchy, but like chalky in a way. She just sort of like gets in that corner and you're trying to like kind of move her, blend her, soften her out a little bit. And she just refuses to budge. She's just in that damn corner, and she just, the more you pack her on, the harder it gets to blend her out. I don't know. I guess in a way you can kind of just ignore her and stick to Nice Technique over here. But like I said, overall, and then I could probably use Tutu right here. But I definitely probably wouldn't want to use Tasty Treat, because she looks like fairly light for me. Even then, I've seen people like make it work. I've seen obviously people do cut creases, pat those light skinned, you know, colors, well, light colors on their eyelids, and it just looks, totally blows you away, the looks that they create. And they're darker than me. A lot of people are darker than me, the ones who create these looks, and I just like, I could never do that. But other than that, I like the look that I created today. Just, it's not something that I couldn't have gotten from, for example, this, when I started to notice the looks that I was creating with this, I could have easily gotten this from the Papaya Pop palette from Too Faced, the same exact palette. Now, I can't compare the two because I sold that palette, and I sold it because I felt like I wasn't using it enough to justify keeping it in my collection. That's why I got rid of it. It's not that I didn't like it. I really liked it. It's just, I can't keep stuff around if I know in my mind that I'm never going to use it more than once, really, for the video half the time. If I really, really love it and I feel like I'm going to use it at least a couple of times, then I keep it. But if I feel like I'm not going to use it, I'm not going to keep it in my collection. It just makes no sense to me. Somebody else can get better use out of it than I can, you know? Other than that, like I said, it's not a bad palette. It's just, it didn't blow me away. So, I'm going to let you guys go. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you will be notified each and every time I upload a new video. And until next time, stay warm, stay blessed, and stay magical. Bye, you guys.